Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Oh, you're gonna love this one. A CEO is breaking the internet after giving employees $240 million in bonuses following the sale of his family business. I ain't got no problem with that, fam. Wow. You know, like I know, so many would not have done that. The name of the game is to get as much as you can for yourself and give out as little as you can to everybody else. Here's the story. A Louisiana manufacturing company called Fibrebond was sold to management firm Eaton for about $1.7 billion. The company's outgoing chief executive, Graham Walker, required that a significant share of the sale proceeds be set aside for employees. Reports describe the employee payout as a non-negotiable condition of the deal. In total, about $240 million was designated for Fibrebond's workforce of roughly 540 full-time employees. The pool amounts to about 15% of the sale proceeds and works out to an average of about, get this family, $443,000 per employee, with large amounts going to longer tenured workers. The bonuses are structured to be paid out over 5 years, and the reporting indicates that employees generally need to remain with the company to receive the full amount. Not bad. Not bad at all. Y'all want to see what the employees look like? Want to see what the race? Check it out. Looks like mostly whites, mostly. I saw a couple of black dots in there. But hey, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. There ain't no companies out there pretty much that's doing that, no matter what the racial makeup of the workforce is. This is a greedy ass place. People treat their employees like dogs. No, they don't, because they treat the dogs pretty good these days. But they treat their employees like rats. That's the only thing I can think of, dogs and rats. But, fam, it's bad out there. It's really bad out there. And this is why I could never work for corporate America. I could do business with them, but I couldn't work for them. Because I seen how they do employees. I seen how they'll do an employee who had been there 30 years and they'll give you 30 minutes to clean out your locker. You got 30 minutes. And they had a police out there waiting and everything, just in case somebody want to flip out. You've been at a company 30 years and you got 30 minutes to leave. They don't give you any warning. They just tell you you're fired. At least this company says, look, we're going to sell. And look, those people can remain with the company. So it's not like they're even losing their jobs. Although the CEO hooked them up with a parting gift, they get to remain with the company. So they get their 400 plus thousand and even more as they continue to work. That ain't a bad deal right there, fam, especially when you wasn't expecting it. Yeah, this is not America. When I read this story, I was like, man, this must have happened somewhere else because America don't get out like this. But this is how you don't necessarily change the world, but I guess you could if you just started off and people just start like a domino effect. It could happen. Just like Trump started a domino effect with the racism, amping it up. It was already there, but he amped it up. And he started a domino effect with the getting rid of the DEI programs, So, and if you look at the flip side of that coin, the George Floyd protests started a domino effect with them implementing the DEI initiatives, right? So good or bad, your actions can provoke a domino effect. I thought that was pretty smart. This tells me that dude had good energy the entire time. It showed me that he took care of his employees the entire time, and they probably was as loyal to him as he was to them. When you work in corporate America or you work in any of these factories, whatever, and you find good employment, you got good benefits, and you ain't got somebody all over you, man, making your job harder, making your life harder, got you doing Adderalls and, taking high blood pressure and depressants to cope. When you take care of your employees will take care of you. I've always been that way, I don't believe in making people's life harder than what it already is. And I do not believe in taking a dump on people who are there to help me achieve my goals, help me realize my vision. That's exactly what your employees are. And I wouldn't even want to be around people on a daily basis that, got a chip on their shoulder or want to do something, like they want to do me dirty in some type of way. I wouldn't want to be around them. Even if I had a company overseas, I would still want to make sure that those people are good because my name is riding on that, right? So I want to make sure I take care of my people. I make sure my people are taken care of. Ain't nobody out there that say Willie D owe them any money that ever worked for me. If anything, they owe me some money. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think it's a smart move. I think that was a smart move. And perhaps I think it's going to also inspire some other guys out there. Because a lot of times, when you making a sale or whatever, and, you're doing your thing, you don't even think to do something like that. But if you see somebody else doing it, you might do it. It's kind of like paying it forward, right? A lot of people I see now are buying the person's food behind them or paying for their coffee, paying for the coffee of the people who are behind them. I'm seeing that happen a lot. Well, that became a phenomenon a few years ago. People wasn't doing that all the time. But once they started seeing other people doing it, it just kind of caught on. And more people were doing it. I know I've done it several times. Hopefully, everybody can run into a blessing like that one day. Everybody that's out there that's getting it. You out there and you loyal to a company, which usually they're not going to be loyal to you. But if you out there and you doing your thing and you're loyal to a company, hopefully one day that they'll recognize your service, and give you a blessing like that. I say let's start a movement. Let's start a CEO give back movement. Yeah, company doing good. We winning, you hitting the marks. Everybody get a little blessing. Come on with them bonuses, man. Including that McDonald's. McDonald's don't get bonuses. Not to the entry level staff. I say everybody get bonuses, man. Start giving them bonuses out. You'll see a big change in your production too. When you start giving those bonuses out, like you say, look, man, we're gonna do this, but if I hit this mark, I'm gonna give you this. If I hit this mark, you get this. That's right there, that's some good motivation because people counting the money, they counting your pockets, they see you winning, and they know they're a part of that win. And if you a lot of times, you just give people just a little bit more, it makes them feel more appreciated. But if you hit your employees with what the contracts say, they're gonna be doing all kinds of stuff. They're gonna try to steal from you. Might even try to rob you. Yeah, they might try to rob you. But then again, sometimes you can give people everything. You can go out of your way to give them extra bread and take care of their families. You can be there for them and pay doctor bills and all kinds of stuff. And they'll still stab you in the back. That type of thing happens. But I say, don't concern yourself with that too much. Don't allow anybody to steal your joy and get you outside of your character and make you somebody who you're not. Be who you are. And if somebody don't appreciate it, then at that point, you do what you gotta do to protect your energy. You dig what I'm saying? If you gotta cut them off, you cut them off. You know, if you gotta put them to the side and talk to them, you put them to the side and talk to you. But at the very least, you get an understanding. That's how that go. But what say you, fam? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.